Hi, Anne here from the Schools Liaison team in LIT, and welcome to the latest in our LIT chat series. And today we're chatting all things mechanical engineering at LIT. We offer a wide range of engineering courses in LIT, and in the mechanical engineering area, we offer the course at level 8 and also at level 7 through the CAO, and both courses are based at our Moylish campus in Limerick. So I'm delighted today to be joined by my colleague, Eoin Fitzgerald, who is a lecturer on our engineering courses. So hello, Eoin, how are you?
Grand, Anne, and yourself?
Good, thank you. And thanks so much for joining us today to chat about all things mechanical engineering. So I suppose when we think about engineering, really, it touches everything that we do and we use on a daily basis, from our smartphones to the cars we drive to the energy systems that power our homes. And mechanical engineers have a part to play, I suppose, in all of those industries. So for a student coming into LIT to study mechanical engineering, what can they expect to study, particularly in their first year of the course?
Sure, and thanks. And I suppose a good way of seeing what a mechanical engineer is, if something has to be made, designed, manufactured, repaired, or reused, a mechanical engineer will have an involvement at some stage. So in first year, a student who comes into mechanical engineering, they'll mix core engineering subjects such as maths and engineering science with practical hands-on based subjects such as workshop technology, CAD, which is computer-aided design, electronics, and pneumatics.
Great stuff. So they really start very much at the basics at the beginning and build on their skills from there.
Correct. So, in terms of their practical skills, because we have a big emphasis on our practical skills, and roughly half of your hours in first year will be spent in practical labs, workshops, and so on. So, the main module, the main subject that engineering students would study in mechanical engineering would be workshop technology. So, you'll have 2 hours of a lecture, so that's learning the theory, in a classroom, and then you'd be split up into smaller groups of 16, and you'd be given 3 hours a week in one of our three engineering workshops. Okay, these are fully equipped, modern, up-to-date workshops, and you learn the key skills on machines such as lathes, mills, CNCs, which is computer numerical controlled machines, and surface grinding, just as an example of a few. So over the course of first year, you'll gain all the skills, all the competencies to work as an engineer inside in a workshop. This subject then follows through into second year, so you advance your level of knowledge and understanding, and then that breaks out into group and individual projects for third year. So that's the main, what we call the key subject, the core competency as a mechanical engineer. Other subjects then that have a practical element would be engineering science, where you work in the lab for 2 hours a week, electronics, where you'll be in the electronics lab, and then we have computer-based labs for studying subjects such as CAD, which is computer-aided design, where we use packages such as AutoCAD and SolidWorks, and then also just a generic computing module where you go through the usual range of Microsoft Office apps such as Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and so on.
Great. So, and you've touched on, I suppose, two things that are really important to us in LIT. First of all, which is the practical learning, which, as you mentioned, is really a core part of the mechanical engineering programs in LIT. And also those small class sizes. You mentioned there that there'll only be small groups in the labs as well. So students don't get lost in the system when they're studying mechanical engineering in LIT, that you're in small classes, your lecturers know you on first name terms, and students like that when they're settling into college life, I think, as well. Isn't that the case?
Indeed, yeah. It's a big change to go from your standard secondary school into a much, much bigger third level institution or university. And again, while some of the lectures may take place in slightly larger groups, once you're broken down into your practical labs, your hands-on skills-based learning, it's a maximum group size of 16. So as you said, Anne, you quickly get to know each other in terms of who's in your own group and other groups. In first year, you get to know the lecturers, and the lecturers will know you in person by first name, and it creates a kind of more intimate setting of being able to keep track on the students and the performance and so on, and getting to know your lecturers as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I think it's something that all students say, that, they very much feel part of a community when they come to LIT. As you say, that the lecturers know you on first name terms, that if you are struggling, there's always somebody to chat to, and you can go to your lecturer because, you know them pretty well. I suppose another question, Owen, we would get asked a lot when we meet students out and about would be around maths and maths for engineering. Is it a requirement to be very good at maths? I know a student doesn't need to have higher level maths to study engineering in LIT, but do you need to be very strong in maths to look at engineering as a course option?
You're right, and it's a question I often get asked when we have secondary school students coming in to visit LIT on some of our marketing initiatives. The short answer is no, you do not need honours maths, and the minimum entry requirement is an 06, which is about a 40% average in the ordinary level maths. Now, I would say the vast majority of our students coming into first year would have a slightly higher grade, like maybe an 05 or an 04. Some of them, particularly coming into the level 8 higher honours engineering degree, will have the higher level in maths, but you don't need it. The better your ability at maths, obviously, the easier you'll find first year. But some students come in with the minimum level, which would be 06, and they get through with their individual tutorial in first year and their 3 hours of lectures. And they'll build up their skill and their confidence and their ability in maths. And we do have a learning support unit here for any students who might be struggling in the key subjects, such as typically maths or perhaps the engineering science, which would be like an equivalent of physics or physics chemistry for the Leaving Cert. So the short answer is no, you don't have to have it. And we do take students who come in at the lowest grade. And if they put in the work, that's the main thing, right across any modules or any skills. If you put the work and the time and the study, the homework into your time in LIT, then you'll progress and you'll get through your key subjects.
I think that's wise words. I think it's something you can apply to every single course, regardless of what you're studying. And that's reassuring as well for students to know that if they are struggling that little bit, there is that extra support available. And again, something that we're very focused on in LIT is providing that level of student support to all of our students. And you mentioned about obviously the engineering courses, and the mechanical engineering course in particular, it's very practical, very applied. Do students get to work on many projects? I know we have a fantastic engineering showcase that students get a chance to showcase their work when they get to the final years of their courses. So do they get to kind of build up nearly like a portfolio of products that they've worked on and developed during their time on the course?
They do, and this starts off in first year in small little mini projects in individual modules. They then get a group project in second year, which is a kind of a mix of doing the design, computer design, and doing the engineering skills in workshop technology, and they'd be put together into groups of 3 or 4 students, and they physically produce a project, which is a combination of manual machining skills, design, mathematical problem solving, and so on. And they get to showcase this, as you mentioned, in our annual engineering showcase in April. So companies, industries come from the Limerick and the Midwest region in to view all of the student projects from first year through to fourth year. And it's a way for them to keep an eye on what we're doing inside here into LIT and look at potential graduates and employees. And then the main project that comes into place would be in third year in mechanical engineering. So for the first semester, we're semesterized in third year. So from Christmas through to December, you're given a group project in groups of 4 to 5. And a lot of these can be industry-based projects where you're trying to solve and design something specific for a local industry, and you physically produce something at the end of your semester. And then when you come back after your Christmas break into semester 2, you're broken into individual projects which lead on from the group project. So you get a chance to do a group project, and then you get a chance to advance the skills and the knowledge into an individual breakout project at the end of your second semester, which would be typically around May.
That's great, because I suppose when you're out in the real world of work as well, you will have a mix of where you have to learn to work in a team, you know, with other people, as well as maybe working on projects on your own. So it gives students that experience as well, and then a chance to kind of put themselves in the shop window as well, as regards employment, when they're doing those, I'd say, final year projects, and get to meet people that are working in industry. And I suppose as students move through the course and looking at the job opportunities that are there for graduates, I know we have fantastic links with engineering employers in the region, and the Midwest region has really grown in terms of engineering as an industry as well over the last number of years. And I suppose you could say that an engineering qualification, it's a passport to travel the world as well, because obviously engineers are required everywhere around the world. So what sort of job opportunities then will be open to a mechanical engineering student after they have their 3 years or their 4 years completed in LIT?
Sure, and fingers crossed, we will all be able to travel fairly soon with our restrictions lifting. But I suppose mechanical engineering would be seen as a fairly broad, wide, diverse qualification. And you can end up working in a wide range of industries, from design manufacture to automation, aviation, biotechnology, and so on. So examples of, I suppose, some local employers just in the Limerick region would be Analog Devices, Regeneron, Dupuis/J&J. We have other companies then, such as the Kirby Group Engineering, Jones Engineering, Arup Engineering, Cook Medical, Stryker. There's a big wide range of companies. Thankfully, a lot of them are based not just in the Midwest region, but in Limerick as well. And they take on graduates from our 2-year level 6 cert program our 3-year level 7 degree and our 4-year level 8 honours degree programme. And we do have good links with these employers to various initiatives such as the annual careers fair around about October, which we mentioned previously, the engineering showcase in April, and other type of engineering promotion events that go on throughout the particular region.
So there's great opportunities for students to link up with industry really right throughout their course as well.
There is, and they do develop, as you said there, and what we call the soft skills. So if you're put into a group project, these are kind of skills that you kind of learn on the go, you know, how to communicate with other people, how to problem solve, how to solve issues with people that you're working with and so on. And it kind of simulates what's going to happen out there in the real world when you do go out to the jobs market. And the work that you do in LIT, your individual projects, your group projects and so on, these all go on your CV, and it's a way of you to sell yourself to companies when they do come in looking for graduates from level 6, level 7 and level 8.
So you're really coming out of LIT as a very rounded graduate. I say you have that mix of the theory and the practical learning. You're using industry standard equipment in LIT. And as you say, you have those soft skills as well that you need to get on in the world with everybody as well. So I suppose, Eoin, you've covered a good bit there for us, and thanks a million for giving us all that information. I suppose to finish up, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. And obviously students are preparing to finalise their CAO choices over the next couple of weeks. Is there any particular words of advice or words of wisdom that you would offer to somebody maybe that's thinking about mechanical engineering, and in particular mechanical engineering in LIT?
Sure. So yeah, I mean, it's difficult for any student of any age to try and pick, you know, their top 3, 4, up to obviously 10 courses. You know, take your time, see can you get it right. But what I'd say is just bear in mind that Limerick IT, as well as all of the IoTs and now technological universities, we have this flexible progression ladder system. So if you're not sure what level of qualification to go for, you can consider first of all the level 6, which is the 2-year higher cert. Now that's not on the CAO. You apply directly into LIT through the admissions office. On the CAO, then you'll see the 3-year level 7. So that gives you the degree in mechanical engineering. And then at the same time on the other list, you'll see the 4-year level 8 BEng honours. So if you're unsure what level to go for, consider maybe, for example, to go for the 3-year level 7, apply for that. Come into LIT, you'll be in the exact same classroom, the same groups as the level 6s, the level 7 and the level 8s. There's no difference at all to the delivery, the course content, or so on or so forth. It's all the same as far as you're concerned. And what happens is when you finish then at the end of 3rd year, we just had our exam board there yesterday, so we go through all of the graduates, you have a degree in mechanical engineering. You can then decide to leave and approach all of those employers that we just mentioned and start work as a level 7 engineer, or you can decide, do you know what, I'm happy in LIT, I like what I do, and I want to stay on, and then you automatically go into 4th year, you add on 1 more year, and then you come out with your BEng honours level 8 qualification. So we do have that ladder of opportunity. Whereas if you say, you know, I have my heart set on mechanical engineering, I want my level 8 honours degree, then apply for your level 8 and do it straight from 1st year right up through to 4th year. That's kind of the main tip, I would say. The other one then is because there's so many different types of engineering qualifications and areas of work, is if you've got any members of the family, friends, relations or neighbours, whatever, that either have graduated as a mechanical engineer or indeed work as an engineer, ask them what was their experience of 3rd level like, what course did they pick, where did they go, and what's it like to work as an engineer in one of the companies in Limerick, the Midwest, in Ireland, or indeed, as you said there, internationally itself, and get the tips from them. And then the other tips would be the subjects. So we touched on the maths. Again, you do not need honours maths for mechanical engineering. Inside an LIT, the minimum is your 06 in the ordinary level. And there's no subjects that you must have. A big misnomer is students think like, oh, I didn't do engineering for the Leaving Cert, I can't become a mechanical engineer. You can. I didn't do engineering for the Leaving Cert, and I did mechanical engineering many years ago. So there's no subject that you have to pick mechanical engineering. However, what we find is students would have one of the following subjects, which would be engineering, DCG, which is design, communication, graphics, construction studies, agricultural science, applied maths, or indeed computing, because one of those subjects means that you'd be good at thinking as an engineer. You'd have the aptitude, the suitability to become a mechanical engineer, to study it and to work in that particular discipline in the future when you graduate.
I think that's really sound advice. I think, as you mentioned, using that ladder system, using your level 7 and your level 8 options, and it's that flexibility that the Institutes of Technology offer as well, and soon to be technological university. So we have exciting times ahead as we become the Technological University of the Shannon on October 1st next as well. So for anyone thinking about joining us in LIT, there are really exciting times ahead. So Eoin, I'm going to finish up for now. Thank you so much for joining us today and for offering all of those pearls of wisdom to people tuning in. Thanks to everyone for watching. Don't forget, if you need any information on mechanical engineering or any of our courses in LIT, check out our website, lit.ie. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to message us through any of our social media channels, or you can pop us an email to schools@lit.ie and the team will be happy to help you out. So thanks a million for joining us today. We hope you found our chat on mechanical engineering useful, and we hope to chat to you all soon. So bye for now.
Cheers. Thanks, Anne. Good luck.